Robbie, the result against Ross County, it takes you to within a point of them. You must have been delighted with that performance. How much of a lift has that given you, and have you seen that in training this week?
Yeah, look, it was a really good result for us. Obviously, it gets us in round about Ross County, gives us an opportunity to put some pressure on them, so it was a great 3 points. But to be honest with you, after the game, that was it finished. We spoke right away, not about Ross County, but about the Alloa game, because in my opinion it'll be a harder game, not from a footballing perspective, but probably from more of a mental perspective, where we have to make sure that we're ready for the game and we give the same energy that we did against Ross County.
How important is it then that you make that result against County count against the likes of Alloa?
Look, it's still going to be a tough game for us, let's be honest. I think we've played them twice so far this season, haven't beaten them. I think the last 3 games we've played them and haven't beaten them. So we know it's a very tough game. They had a good result at the weekend against Morton. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. The people asking questions about, it's Alloa, it's part-time, it's only this, it's only that. They're a very good team. Jim's got them very well organised, and we have to make sure that we respect them and we bring our best game, because if we don't, they'll beat us.
And I suppose for the so-called bigger games against the likes of Ross County, the crowd is lifted, everybody's, you've got that behind you, but against Alloa, you almost need to have that behind you to not take it for granted.
Yeah, look, we have to set the intensity of the game. We have to make sure that as staff and as players, that when we come into the game in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes, that we ignite the place, we get the fans on their feet, we make sure we put shots in, crosses in, and really take the game to Alloa to make sure that we get the fans motivated, and then if we can do that, then it reciprocates back onto the pitch and we can go from there. So we know that the initial period in the game is going to be very, very important for us.
Do you feel, can you feel that sort of buzz being created? Do you think, the fans will be on it right from the start anyway, getting behind the team? And do you feel the players themselves, now that you've managed to get a bit of momentum, that, naturally it will be there now?
No, it wouldn't naturally be there. We have to set that. We have to, hopefully we get a good crowd. The previous games have been great home support and away as well. So they've come in their numbers to back us, but it's important that we continue to do what we're doing as a group, and make sure that we bring the energy to the place and make sure we're positive in what we do. So we'll start off with us, and then if we do that, it'll come back from the stands as well, I'm sure.
And do you look any further ahead than that game? Because obviously you face Ayr the following Friday night, I think.
No, again, we can't look too far ahead. The Ayr and Morton play each other at the weekend. And the question I have is, do I go and watch Ayr and Morton because it's Ayr are top of the league, Morton are a very difficult team as well, or do I go and watch Edinburgh City against Alloa? And I go and watch Edinburgh City against Alloa because the next game is the most important for us. We have to focus 100% on Alloa. Not having any thought at all about what Ayr are doing. It's about winning the game Tuesday, and then from there we've got 10, 11 days to go to the next game. So the full focus of the whole football department is on Alloa.
Yeah, focus is probably the key word for United, isn't it? Just focus on yourselves and let the others worry about themselves. Yeah,
that's it. We've come to a stage where now we've had some good results recently. And we've had that because we've focused on every single game. That's it. Whether it be Inverness, whether it be Queen of the South, whether it be Ross County, it's about the next game for us, and that's the only way we'll get to where we want to be.
You've shown that you can win by playing pretty football, but you also showed last weekend you can roll your sleeves up and get stuck in, keep your shape and your discipline, and just grind out a gritty victory. How satisfying is that?
Yeah, it's so important. To win a league, people will look back and they'll remember the good days, the 4-0s, the 5-0s. Nobody remembers the grinding out 1-0, the last minute, equaliser to get a point, or the scoring like we did at the weekend there after 15 minutes and having to see out the rest of the game. But these are just as important as going somewhere and winning 5-1. So it's really important that we can do both sides of it. We can score goals and we can defend, and we can see teams out, and we can put it to bed, and then we get the 3 points and move on to the next one.
Yeah, the feelings obviously running high after the game in Dingwall. Stuart Kettlewell's post-match comments less than complimentary about United. Do you have any thoughts on that at all? Is that just water under the bridge?
I'm sure, Stuart have kind of reflected on it, and it's football management is easy when you're winning 5-1. It's the easiest job in the world, But you earn your money when you're getting beat 1-0, and that's the key to football, As a manager, you have to stay consistent in what you're doing. I'm sure he'll look at it and go like, probably not the best thing to say, but he said it and like, doesn't bother me, We get the 3 points, we move on.
It's 5 games undefeated. Is there a sort of feel-good factor about the place?
Yeah, there is, I think so, yeah. Well, I'll tell you on Tuesday night about 11:15, if it's still there. That's the key for us. Yes, it's been great, everyone's happy, but you keep winning. That's it really, So, yes, the players have been, I couldn't ask any more in training, the fans have been brilliant. The numbers have come and taken nearly 1,000 up to Ross County, 1,800 at Dunfermline. Absolutely brilliant, but we need to keep it going. Yeah, the feel-good factor helps, but winning football matches helps even more.
And it's 3 clean sheets in a row. How important has the defence been of late for?
Yeah, it's been key. In my opinion, the team that ships the least goals will win the league. We've had a really difficult start to the season where, I think we were when I came in, lost 15 goals, I think we were sitting at. So whenever I go into a club, depending on how many games you play in a season, if it's a standard season, I'll look to try and lose. If we can, concede less than 30 goals, in my opinion, you've got a good chance of winning the league. We're already at, I think, 17. So we need to make sure we continue to, not ship goals till we get a ratio back down to so we can try and do that.
And you've also picked up quite a lot of points recently. Is promotion by coming first in the Championship, is that a realistic aim for Dundee?
I think it's everyone's aims to do that, because we know that when you go into the playoffs, it's a lottery. Livingston did phenomenally well last season to get up, but I think it's very, very difficult for teams who are going to that playoff to go up. The way it's structured as well, where you play, if you're third and fourth, you're home and away, Saturday, Tuesday, and then you get another game against a Premiership team that's had a rest and is prepared to come into that next game. So, everyone is gunning for that first place, but there's probably 4 or 5 years gunning for it as well. So we have to prove that we're the ones to get there, and we do that by winning on Tuesday.
How's Fraser Fivey, Robbie?
Good, he's alright, he got a scan, so it's not as bad as we first thought, so we're still hopeful that he'll make it for the game on Tuesday. He'll train with us hopefully Sunday, and then we'll make a decision from then.
He's such a key figure for you, isn't he?
He's a club captain. Not just in the pitch, but about the place. He sets the tone, he's got good experience, he's played at the top level as well, so he's a big part of it. But one of the pleasing things looking back to Saturday was that there was a few enforced changes before the game, and the guys that came in did really well. And then even during the game, we lost some key players. We lost Watson and Fivey had to go off. Fivey pretty early in the game, so the guys that came in, stood up to the plate and were as much a part of the victory as Fraser was.
The rest of the boys okay in injury?
Good, yeah, good. Everyone's, even like Booth and Franz will train with us on Saturday, so they're coming back in. So yeah, it's making it very, very competitive, which is good, and it makes my job a lot easier as well. That we've got that squad there, but also we're winning. Because like I said before, when you start getting beat, that's when it's harder to manage a group.
There's been a consistency in the results, but also a consistency in your starting lineups. I think you've used about only 13 players by my count, and I think the changes have been usually enforced through injuries. Mm-hmm. How important is that kind of consistency of a settled sort of starting 11? How key is that to the good results that you've had, but also maybe setting the standard for the other players in the squad, that they know what the level is that they expect?
Continuity in football is something that's very underrated. Whether it be week to week or year to year, and I think, me coming in, the continuity for me was, this is the style, this is the formation we're going to play, this will be the starting lineup. If you do well, you'll stay in the team. If you don't, somebody else will come in, and that's the way it is. I think even in the recruitment side of it, yes, we're gearing up to January, but we've got a very good squad here, and they really want to, change a lot of the squad and lose that continuity. Because when you look at Livingston, for me, are a prime example of that up here in Scotland over the last few years. I think, if I'm right in saying, 8 of them for the game against Celtic at the weekend there had come from League One, Championship, right the way through. So that's a group of 8 players that played League One football, have just drawn with the double treble winners. So it shows that, you know, they don't have the same ability, they don't have the same athleticism, fitness-wise, but what they have is that continuity and that, you know, understanding of what they're about and what the club's about. So it's massive for me, you know, and it's something we have to develop here as well. We can't every season be turning over, you know, 12, 14 players, because what, you know, you just can't do it. You have to have a group of players that are here, you know, like years gone by, you know, if you ask, sorry I'm waffling on here a wee bit, but you ask the Dundee Uniteds of the, you know, it's looking back, but the 80s and early 90s, you could probably name, you know, some people could probably name all of them, but, you know, I could name like your Hegartys and your Naries and all these guys, Sturrocks, you know, it's guys that were here for a long period, you know, but when you go into like the recent years, it's difficult to name a consistent group of players that you would say that's a Dundee United team, you know, and that's what, you know, we need to try and get back to, you know, and we do that by keeping that continuity in the team.
You mentioned kind of gearing up for January there. Is there any targets you've identified already?
If there's one or two, but I don't want to bring a lot in. I think this is a really good squad. You know, if we do manage to get a couple in, it will be to give the squad another lift. You know, but you know, it's not going to be wholesale changes, that's for sure. You know, it's going to be this group of players and, you know, driving forward.